Welcome to the Sixth Sense Foundation.
All she do is choose. 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 All she do is choose.
Dr. Erica Jones with the Art of Transition podcast. I'm so grateful to have my special friend Naya talking to us tonight. Typically, I just let my guests introduce themselves, and what we're doing here is just talking about transitioning and transitions in life. I think you're amazing, and I just really wanted you to have a platform.
I'm happy too. I'm happy you here.
I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm always happy to see you. I am Naya. I'm just Naya. I'm NYAtheGOD on Instagram, and I have a venue called Black's Speakeasy here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I've been in Atlanta 10 years from New York, and I am transitioning from barber to personal trainer to stripper to event
Coordinator,
venue curator, venue owner, superhuman being.
Yeah,
right.
all of that.
Right.
Even with this interview, I feel like you're never gonna know everything that you do until maybe 10 years from now.
Right.
The first time I met Naya, I came into a poetry event that was packed. Let me tell you, there were people lined up against the walls, here. This is pre-COVID, right? So everybody's just close and vibing and enjoying one another. All the tables were full. This wall is full of people. That corner over there, man. You couldn't even move. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I think a lot of times, people will, hey, let's not film here. Just the fact that you're open about it. Yeah, come use my space. This is what's going to be happening. We are in Atlanta. We're not talking about a suburb. We're talking about in the middle of the city. And you have a Black business, a Black venue space. Literally where Black creatives can come and express themselves. And as a creative, I just felt welcome. I felt like I can actually be myself. I'm
This
not
is a
going
place,
home.
right? Exactly. No, for real.
I never knew that it existed. I'm so happy that Janelle introduced us. I'm like, this is where I need to be.
That's the feel.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
So how do you curate a space where everybody feels welcome? You know.
Well, I think that you and everyone else that feels welcome at Blacks feels welcome at Blacks because it used to be I used to live here. Like, so you get a homey vibe because this was actually once my home. So I started from just being in this space and just being a person that likes company.
Okay.
Coming from a family of 5 sisters and 6 brothers, and just always wanting to have people around me.
Mm-hmm.
I cook. We're gonna do music. We're gonna do art. We're gonna do whatever.
Right.
And so just expanding on what is natural. So that's just that's just my jam, and I like company. So it's like company, but company explosion, right? Company like all y'all come, just not some. Your friends bring your friends, and your friends bring their friends, and that's kind of how we grew to where we are.
So you had 11, am I counting this right? 11 siblings?
Yes. And my house was the house where, like I said, all of us plus our friends.
Wow.
So I just like it. I just want people, just come with me.
Yeah, let's
come.
come.
And
Let's express ourselves.
Right, exactly. So growing up, my mom's a designer. So she's into art. You'll see that there's some stuff in here that she actually painted. Some pieces that I have, and she's just any kind of art.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's always been around me. So it's very natural to me. And coming to Atlanta, transitioning from New York, which was the best decision that I ever made, by the way.
Y'all heard what she said?
Ever made. Come to Atlanta. They're not full. Come to Atlanta. Coming from New York to Atlanta and just trying to find my people. It's not hard to do. Atlanta is like you can kind of move around and get to know very easily, but I try to create the events that I would go to. So you go see burlesque shows. After 2 or 3 shows, you're like, okay, this one sister, I'm seeing her bouncing all around the town at every show. Somebody else, like, I want to see a different, some more representation. There's more than just one type of whatever for us. Like, we and everywhere. So just always trying to create things that I know I want to have fun at,
Yeah. I think I didn't even know about burlesque. When did I know about burlesque? I was in Paris. My friend Aisha, she's like, come on, let's go to Paris for your 30th birthday. And she's the type to book, different shows and events and things like that. So my first burlesque show it was in Paris. Then when I realized that you have this whole situation. So Naya is just, her brain is just so complex in the events that she creates. Like, not only did you create an event space, which is available for rent, hit Naya up for events. She created an event space. Not only did she do that, but she created nights for certain things. So talk about how you transition, from night to night, when you're hosting different.
So everything changes. It's one of my favorite parts about the space. So you may come in one night and we're doing Sex Flex, which is the Kundalini yoga class, and it's empty, and so we're just on the hardwood floors and we're downward dogging and shit like that. And then you come back the next day and it's a full stage production, a giant big ass stage and lights, bam bam, pyro. Well, not pyro yet, but one day. But right, but I like that about this space. And so I'm up early and I'm up late and I'm up all the time, but we get it done with the help of my friends and my husbands and my everybody's. We get it all done. I just want something that gives you that home feel, but I want to welcome all of our ideas because we are complex.
Yeah.
Some of us love the reading and the writing and the events like the Garden of Reading. where we can just come and we can talk about books and shit. You know what I mean? But there's still naked women here and they're reading, and it's like, oh, all right, it's a little different. But, you know, maybe I wouldn't have got that point of view if it wasn't some titties, but, you know, whatever. Like, that type of thing. Then you got your hip hop showcases, and you have your burlesque nights, which is something that they didn't have in the city, which I was happy to fill a gap. I just want yo, whatever, you know, like, come through and just let's make it. However, like,
I'm definitely appreciative like that.
me too. I
feel comfortable expressing myself, like, around you, like, around the family. Like, it's just something that you can't buy.
So yeah, so that part of it, I haven't been able to, like, to really say, like, okay, this is the blueprint of how you get that particular part of the field. But I can say, if I'm just like just now opening up and I'm off the top of my head, is because it's authentic. So authenticity, I feel like, it's gonna be key and whatever. So as long as you're doing what you really want to do, even if you're not great at it, because I'll be bombing. I just bombed the other day doing burlesque. You even know that? Yes, I was so terrified. I almost didn't get through my own set.
Oh wow.
But it's here, and everybody that was here, they didn't care, they cheered me on, and I made a whole bunch of money, and it was still fun for me. You know,
and you started something.
And everybody else, they tearing it up and just, you know, killing it. And you know, it's fun. And it's good, and it's not. I just love that you feel welcome. Like, that's the most important part to me. So that for me is very fulfilling, and just what it's about.
For sure. Like, I typically don't read my poetry. Of course, I talk about, like, books. Like, I wrote a book called "Fuck This Job: The Art of Transition." Like, y'all go check it out. I got merch and everything.
Right.
But I never really talk about the poetry that I write, that I've been writing for a long time. And I know there's so many other poets. I think Jill Scott was saying how she actually started off just writing poems, and then, like, the singing, you know, came later. And just the fact that you have, once again, like, a space where people feel comfortable to, like, you know, share their gifts.
Yes, because people need to hear your shit, because you are good. You are so good. Like, put audio books on there. Let's do it like this. You are, like, you're fire.
Thank you.
You are so fire.
Thank you.
And I'm happy to have you in my space doing.
I want to talk a little bit about podcasting. Of course, this is a visual podcast. You were podcasting, like, way before, you know, like, a lot of us rookies. I'm a rookie. NYA has been doing this for a minute. So, you know, even if you just touch on that for just a few seconds about, like, the name of your podcast and, you know, why you started it.
Yeah, it's still around from part of my transition from being a stripper to deciding I wanted to stop and kind of pursuing this full time was the podcast and the web series that I wrote while I was still a dancer. So coming down here from New York and just kind of, like, I really, like, fell into the strip club and waitressing first and then starting to dance. I always felt like it's such a part of Atlanta culture, but I always felt like I was on the outside looking in. And then these women have such interesting stories, because they're not all just trying to get through college. They're like, the tagline of the show was "Strippers are people too." The show is thenakedhustleshow.com. So you can go check out the podcast. And we interview these women who are lawyers. You know what I'm saying? Some of them they just passed the bar, they're there. I have girls that is, like, their first day. I have, you know, just, like, all different types, so many different types of perspectives. Some people that never, you know, had, like, no strip club experience. Some girls that are like, yo, I've only ever wanted to be a stripper for the rest of my life. And that is, like, you don't really think that you would meet anybody that's bold enough to just be like, yo, I'm doing what I love. I'm passionate about throwing ass. Like,
and I'm gonna tell you that.
But they out there, right?
I'm going to tell
right.
you that.
And then you got women that are out there that are like, yo, I passed up. You know what I'm saying? I walked out of a law firm because this is more lucrative, or this is what I'm doing on the side, and I'm also doing this, and I'm a psychology major, and I'm using my psychology on these customers, and here's how it's working, you know? So it's just, I just always felt like an outsider to an extent, and I just wanted people to share those stories.
So like I want to know more.
Right. So me and my Uber driver, he's one of my best friends now, but my driver that would come and pick me up, I would be telling him all of these stories. He's like, yo, you got something here. Like, you really need to, you know what I mean? You got something. So we just made it into a podcast. It's very, very raw. It's nothing like, I don't got the technology on my shit that you had in yours. Mine is just like literally catching clips in the back or just getting girls while they're like on the floor having the night that they're talking about in some in studio. But the podcast did really well. Something like 70,000 views a month. And I had to learn along the way how to like, you know, kind of monetize it or whatever. We bumped our heads. But it was just still important to get that perspective out.
Definitely. Most definitely. I feel like a lot of times we talk to the same people every single day, and it's really like not new conversation. I feel like we recycle conversations just over and over. We recycle the same topics over and over again. Right. So just being able to shine the light on like different perspectives. I
got so much from it. Like every single woman's perspective is every single woman's perspective. Myself, forever, being a Virgo that I am, I tend to like to place people, compartmentalize, or put people in a certain way and say, well, this type of person is this type of person. You do this type of job, you must be this. Or you wear your hair, you know what I'm saying? You got locks, you must be however, or you look like this. But just going into and actually just talking about them. Yo, why you here? Sometimes it's like, yo, I just want to smoke and just chill. I don't know. Some people like, yo, I don't know how the fuck I got here. Get me out of here. You know what I mean? Like, for real. So it's just very important for personally me to have these different perspectives right here in front of me with somebody who I would be judged and I would be placed, you know, in the same category as them, but we're actually, you know, so different. I think now more than ever it's time to like celebrate our differences. When you talk about like providing a platform and getting different perspectives, I think that's a perfect segue into talk about like resources, because different people are going to give you so much different information. So as you transition through these different phases in life, like what were some of the major resources? If it was like a book or a person or like a coach or you know, a best friend, like who, like what helped you along the most? Well, every day I'm turning more and more into my mom. Every single day, because she's the most free-spirited, kind of just doing whatever and being free to be person that I know. And I'm taking a lot of that from her, and I feel like it's important for me to be my mother for everybody else. I'm everybody's mom. But as far as from my transition from dancing to venue owner, which is still now, it's like you hear me stumbling to say it, to venue owner has been my network. And that's the one thing that the strip club has provided for me. So, you know, talk to people and know people, open your mouth, speak. Along the way, I've met, you know, business lawyers and some doctors, you know, when you need something, some just promoters, people that you know that are going to come through, people, you know, artists, whoever is coming through the door is a resource. And so everyone that you meet is, at some point, can provide you with something that you might need. So it's always important to
open up that throat chakra.
Throat chakra. Get your throat chakra ready to, you know, say what it is that you want. For me, fearlessness is a very important resource, because I don't want to be. Like I said, I bombed the other day. I bombed terribly because. But
you had the courage to do it.
Yeah, but I was so upset with myself afterwards because of the fear. But your own personal resources, if I have to say, like all your bravery, all your courage, all your intuition. All your intuition would be, if I had to write that down.
That's definitely his.
That would be the most. That would be your biggest resource.
Your intuition.
Your intuition is your biggest resource, because you know.
deep down.
you know what I mean? Like what you should be doing when it feels right.
Yeah.
For me, just a space where people are free to be, because I've always been free to be. So I'm going to say my mama. I'm going to say, again, Atlanta. Atlanta is just full of whoever. You can get in a room with. If I said I needed, you know, I want to do a hip-hop showcase tomorrow, so I want to meet T.I. Like, you can get on Twitter and see where he's really at, and you can really pull up on him in this city.
We're
you know
real
what I'm
people.
saying? For
We
real.
are real people.
For
like, we
real.
actually know each other.
For real. Like, this is, you know what I mean? And this is the city for that. It's our little metropolis, if you will.
It is. I feel like no matter where I am, like, my light is going to shine. The people who recognize it, I say hello, you know. And I think that we all recognize each other. Like, I recognize your light, you recognize mine, and we foster that in one another. So I think, like, Atlanta is a place like that as well.
Right. Because everybody's woke, everybody vegan, so they're extra on their shit, and they go, you know what I mean? They're paying attention.
There's a community for everybody. It's very diverse. It's very inclusive. And every time I come through these doors at your venue, in your space, it's like you see like a different type of person, a different type of attire. You know, I might have seen that outfit before, but like nobody rocked it like that. There's always creativity that's like brewing there. And it just gives me a spark, and it inspires me, and you inspire me. So I applaud you for what you're doing. I thank the team that is supporting you, like everything that you are. Like, I just applaud you, and I'm over the moon about the fact that you provided a small bit of your time to just sit down, talk to me for the podcast, and let the people know like how they can find you in terms of like what you're doing and your businesses.
Okay, me and my 1,000 Instagram pages. That's another resource. So I'll just cite the main ones now. My personal Instagram is NYAtheGOD, NYAtheGOD. If you want to follow the event space, that is Black's Speakeasy. That's with one S. So Black Speakeasy, because it's a Black Speakeasy. That's what we over here. We bringing back those glamorous old Harlem times. For booking, you can go to blackspeakeasy@gmail, spelled the same way. And I just thank you for having me on your show. I'm just happy to be a part of your movement.
It's a pleasure.
Fuck this job is like should be your mantra going in. If it wasn't going into 2020, then it should be going, fuck this job going into 2021 for real, because that's where we are.
And we're legit basically saying like you need to have a transition. There's an art of transition, and you need to have one in your mind no matter where you are. We're not saying fuck work. We're not saying fuck who you work for right now. We're just saying fuck this job, like literally.
It's not the end all be all.
Exactly.
And then to be in a constant state of transition, you feel like it's like, that's it. We always growing, we evolving. Yes. That's what we here to do. We all here just trying to figure it out.
Yep.
So, by the time this airs, I might be, we still gonna be here, but we don't know what kind of shows we gonna be doing. But it's gonna be dope. We can say that.
Yeah, so, you're gonna keep everybody updated.
I'm gonna keep everybody updated, and we gonna figure something out.
Oh yeah.
Maybe your next book drop, we can do your launch here or something like that.
I'm excited about it.
We can do a show in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can do that.
So put you up on a brick wall.
Hey.
That's how we do it. Yeah. So
even a relaunch,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm
excited. I'm excited about the future. Yeah. I'm excited about the opportunities that you're providing for all the artists, the opportunity that you're providing for the creatives.
Yeah, we need a space. Like, you so fire for you to tell me like, okay, I've been writing all of this time, and I didn't even know that there was a place where you could go and say erotic poetry. Is like, what? Because what you be saying is like, you need your own show for real. So just to be, like I said again, free to be, like, just us come, be included, feel safe, be as black as you want to be.
Yeah.
Let your hair down and just let's party.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you. We gotta get this out.
Yes.